Don't underestimate your role, sisters, in not just teaching, not in just in inspiring your students, but what? In giving tarbiyah, in developing, in building the new generation of the ummah. Imam Bukhari, he wrote Sahih al-Bukhari. He was inspired by his Sheikh Ishaq ibn Rahoya by one word. He said, who is that intelligent person who is going to what? Collect the authentic ahadith. Imam Bukhari said, wow, that penetrated my heart. And I did it. I always say, be to your students what? The teacher you still remember. I have a question for you. What is the difference between a teacher and a murabbi? What is the difference between education and tarbiyah? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alḥamdulillāh wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. First of all, Jazakumullah khairan, sisters, for allowing me to share some key points about tarbiyah, about teaching, and how to make it really a successful and enjoyable job. Okay, first of all, the job of the murabbi, muallim, is the most important job in our life. The murabbi, the muallim, the teacher. Yes? Their job is the job of anbiya. And the anbiya are the most honorable people, the highest people. Allah Jalla wa Ala says, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِم مِّنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا. Those who obey Allah Jalla wa Ala, they will be with the prophets. So the prophets are what? Have the highest level in Jannah. And then after the prophets we have what? Siddiqun. And then after the Siddiqun we have what? The Shuhada. And then the rest of the righteous people. Yeah? And the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ مُعَلِّمًا. I was sent as a teacher. Okay? A teacher at that meaning is little bit different from the meaning that we understand it now. And see, brothers and sisters, education is the key element of the success of any nation. And in my book, The 12 Qualities of Success, I put one of the key qualities, continuous learning. And I found that there is a correlation between failing nations and what? Education. The right education. And we'll come to that. Yeah? Failing nations and what? The right education. I always give the following example. You know Indonesia. Indonesia. Yeah? Is the biggest Muslim country in terms of population. Anyone visited Indonesia before? Oh, mashallah. Okay, good. Indonesia, the population in Indonesia is how much?
25.
No, that is Malaysia. 25.
So 250.
Over 250. They said Pakistan now is 250. Okay? Indonesia is around 300 million people. Around 300 million people. It's the biggest population for Muslims. Indonesia, as a country, is so huge. What is the area of Indonesia?
Islands.
Islands. How many islands? Over 16,000 islands. Over 16,000 islands. Over 13,000 islands are inhabited. So you can imagine how huge that is. Indonesia, from one end to another end, you need to travel by plane for 7 hours. The land is little bit more than the double of the land of Pakistan. Pakistan is just below 1 million square kilometer. Indonesia is just around 2 million square kilometer. Any of you is history teacher, geography teacher? No? No history, no geography. Now, because she will be tested. Okay, Indonesia was colonized by a country. Indonesia was colonized by a country.
The Dutch. Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Excellent. How big the Netherlands is? How big the Netherlands is? 1/40 of the area of Indonesia. Very tiny. We cannot compare it to Indonesia, neither in terms of population nor in terms of what? Neither in terms of area. Okay? So this tiny country, the Netherlands, what? Occupied Indonesia, the huge country, in terms of population and area. For how long? Okay, you tell me when to stop. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90, 100 years, 120, 130, 150, 160, 200 years, 220, 30, 250, auction for over 300 years. Okay? For what? Over 300 years. Now, you tell me, sisters, how on earth a tiny country like the Netherlands occupied a huge country like Indonesia for over 300 years? Are they more clever than us? Yeah? So we have a serious problem.
And the distance between them is like one.
And the distance, excellent. This is not that they are next to them.
Biggest continent, Asia, all of
It is in the other side of the world. Excellent point. Yeah? Seriously, we have some serious issues. Our ummah cannot continue like this, my dear sisters. Really, very embarrassing for our ummah. And one time I was explaining, I gave other examples as well, but because of time, yeah, we have also Britain and what? Britain and half of the world. Britain and the subcontinent, yes or no? Yeah? Okay. So, we have some serious issues. Why we, okay, be colonized and controlled like this? We have key issues. One of them is what? We have a big problem in terms of education. See, Ghana is one of the top richest countries in the world, yeah, in terms of resources or in terms of gold in particular. One of the top, what? 5 countries. Some people say it's the second, third, fourth, etc. Natural resources in terms of gold. It is one of the poorest countries, yes or no? Yes? There is a correlation. Of course, there are a number of reasons. One key reason is education. And if there is education, we don't teach the right thing. In fact, I found that the education in Ghana is very good. The rate of literacy is very high, or is reasonably good, but they don't teach the right thing. Education is a big problem for the Muslim Ummah. Despite that, we always say, what do we always say? What did your, no, in the other school, he read, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. We always claim that we are the Ummah of what? Of education. Yes or no? We say that we are the Ummah of what? Of Iqra, of education. And we say that the Prophet ﷺ was commanded by Allah to ask for more from one thing only. No wealth, nothing. وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. So either we have low rate of education, of literacy. If we teach education, yeah, if we have, yani, the education is good, we don't teach the right thing, or there is a problem. Yes? So, we need to fix that. We need to fix that. Now, I have a question for you. What is the difference between a teacher and a murabbi? What is the difference between education and tarbiyah? Tarbiyah is what? Includes character development. Good, excellent. What else?
Education can be just acquiring some knowledge, whether you are using it or not.
Education is just acquiring some knowledge. Either you use it or not. Yes? Tarbiyah, excellent. Everlasting, excellent. Continuous learning, excellent.
I think the murabbi takes you through to the end goal and ensures that the process is followed properly.
Okay,
Stays with you.
excellent. So the murabbi stays with you and make sure that the process is continuous. Okay. In one word, I like to summarize it by saying, parents, what do they do? Do they do tarbiyah, or do they do education? Of course, education is part of tarbiyah. What is their focus? Tarbiyah or education?
Should be tarbiyah.
Huh?
Should be tarbiyah.
Should be.
But they do just the education part.
Okay, but should be what?
Tarbiyah.
So they look after the health of their children. Yes or no?
Yes.
In education, the teacher, if he or she, they don't fear Allah, don't care. Agree or not? I am a teacher, I teach IT, I came, gave them the lesson. Some of the children are, their health is bad, their health is not my business. Yes or no?
Yes.
Health, character. Even as a father, I care how my son behaves, how he walks. Yes or no?
Yes.
How he walks, how my daughter walks, how she behaves, everything. Agree?
Yes.
One key important point that our Islamic educational institutes is to move from education to what? To tarbiyah. Of course, they will not do it 100%, but at least what? They should have the effort. And not only that, the people in charge of any school, they should give tarbiyah, what? Awareness trainings to their teachers, so their teachers can what? Can give tarbiyah to the students. Yes? This is a key point. Okay. Another important key point. Advice for teachers. Okay, sisters, all of you, or every single human being, remember certain teachers in his life, in her life. Yes or no? Yeah?
Yes.
And normally, you remember those who left what? Positive marks in your life. Yes or no?
Yes.
You might remember some of those who gave you trauma, but normally you remember those who what? Left
Positive.
positive marks. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes, sisters, you make dua for them. Yes or no? Yes. When you sit and speak to your children, you will say, you know what? Wallahi, I have a teacher. May Allah Jalla Ala reward him or reward her. Yeah? He was very good. She was very good. She protected me. She helped me. In fact, we have amazing stories. A friend of mine, long time ago, he said he applied for a company. Yes? He went to the interview. The interview had stages. So he went, and then when his turn came, the guy, he said, you are so and so. He said yes. He took him immediately to the CEO. So he sat. So the CEO, he told him, son, do you know why you are here? He said, Wallahi, yani, Your Excellency, I applied for a job. Okay, I hope that I was accepted. But to be honest with you, I don't know. He said, what's your name, son? He said, my name is so-and-so, so-and-so, the son of so-and-so. He said, do you know that I am in this position because of your father? He said, well, of course I don't know. He said, I know that you don't know. I was going in the right direction when I was young in the school. And it was what? Yes, your father and his care and his tarbiyah, that he looked after me. And because of this, I am in this position. The job is yours. Because of what? Because of his dad. We have amazing stories. We have another story that was circulating in Saudi Arabia, that one of the teachers was kicked out, or he finished his job. He left Saudi Arabia and he went back to Jordan. One of the business people, he came to know about it. And he said, so and so, he's my teacher. Wallah, he's my teacher. He's the one who inspired me to do so many things. Yes, in fact, he mentioned a very strange story. That one time the students want to go for a trip, so they were asked to contribute 1 riyal, which is nothing. And he said this one, he said, I was poor. I could not afford the 1 riyal to go to the trip. And my heart was broken. And when we came, I found that I paid. And I went to the trip. No one. And then, yes, my parents even, they were, how did you go to the trip? I inquired, I found that teacher, he paid them money on my behalf. That left what? A very positive mark on myself. And that made me what? A successful person. I can tell you so many amazing stories about the impact of teachers on their students. Really unbelievable. Yeah, because this is, I have passion for teaching. So I know those stories and I remember them. My father, rahimahullah, was a teacher himself. Okay? So, don't underestimate your role, sisters. In not just teaching, not in just in inspiring your students, but what? In giving tarbiyah, in developing, in building the new generation of the ummah. And you might inspire one girl, and this girl might be an icon that contributes in making a major change in some of the areas in Pakistan. Yes, sisters? And I always say, be to your students what? The teacher you still remember. Yeah? Be what? Be to your students the teacher or the teachers you still remember. Making dua for them. Do that, be that for your students, and you will see that they will be making dua for you. They will help your children. Once you die, you will find so many rewards coming to you because of what? Because of what you have done to your students. Okay, please let us make this interactive session. I like interactive sessions. So go ahead, ask.
Sheikh, I just wanted to ask, you started off by saying that and when we're teaching, we're not teaching the right things. So what are the right things to be taught?
Very good. Very good. Okay, very good. I'll come to that. Let me complete this point, I'll come to that. So, the first point we said what? What did we say? What was the first point? What was the first point? The difference between tarbiyah and education. The second point we mentioned is what? Remember the responsibility. It can be summarized as what? Remember the responsibility of what? Of
Our role.
of your role. Yeah? Remember that. And sisters, you will be questioned by Allah about what you did to your students. How you built them, how you nurtured them, what kind of messages you gave them. Yeah? Because you are the one who is going to feed them, shape them. Clear? Okay. The third point I would like to mention is, sisters, yeah, your students learn from your etiquettes more than you learn from your lips. Do you agree with that or not?
110%.
Huh?
110%. Yes.
Don't underestimate what your students notice. Sorry to say that, but they notice when you change your hijab, when you change your clothes, when you change your shoes, when you change. Yes or no? Agree or not? Yeah? I was a student, you were a student. We were scanning the teachers. He changed his shoes today. Yeah. Today he's in the right mood. No, he's in the wrong mood. One of our teachers, I remember, he was teaching maths. And we noticed that sometimes he would come with different clothes and he would have a good mood. So we used to joke that he's in the wrong mood today. Don't give him hard time. Maybe his wife gave him hard time. So that's why he's in the wrong mood. Yes or no? Okay? So this is something that you need to consider. Your students, yeah, learn from you what? From your etiquette more than they learn from what?
What you say.
From what you say. And sisters, subhanallah, they learn from the extracurricular activities, and they learn from what you say, even if it is not part of what? The curriculum. The jokes, the comments, the stories, yeah, they learn from those more than they learn from the formal lesson. And you can break them or make them. Agree or not? Yeah? One word. You can make them or you can what? Break them. Imam Bukhari, we know Imam Bukhari, yes? He wrote Sahih al-Bukhari. He was inspired by his Sheikh Ishaq ibn Rahoya by one word. He said, who is that intelligent person who is going to what? Collect the authentic ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Imam Bukhari said, wow, that penetrated my heart. And I did it. Look, the second most important book in Islam is what? Sahih al-Bukhari. It was written by what? By one word from the Shaykh of Sahih al-Bukhari. Yeah? There are many scholars, many stories like this. Imam Barzali said, yeah, my teacher told me, MashaAllah, your handwriting is beautiful. It is like the handwriting of the scholars of hadith. I became a scholar of hadith because of this. Yeah? One of the professors in mathematics, they said that, how did you become very good in mathematics? He said, I used to be so stupid in mathematics. So they said, then how did you become? He said, yeah, he of course, the story is not from non-Muslims. He said, what happened? I used to be very slow in mathematics, very slow, very poor. And one time, my maths teacher invited me to his office. And he said to me, look at these equations. I want you to what? To learn them. Yeah, learn them by heart. Solve them, learn them. And then one day, after I mastered them, he came in the classroom and he wrote those equations. He said, okay, boys, girls, yeah, who is able to solve those equations? They were a bit difficult and no one could solve them except me. And he said, wow, this is amazing. Boys, girls, watch him, give him a hand off. And boys and girls, wow, wow, ooh, wow. Brilliant, how did you do that? How did you do that? That changed him.
Motivated him internally.
Motivated him internally. Changed him completely. I found it a lot, even with adults. With adults, I found it a lot. People, subhanAllah, there are now studies that came out. Yeah? People learn when they are happy, yes, much faster than when they are what? Not happy. Yeah? This is a fact. And that's why, sisters, it is an amana. I'm telling you, a few days ago, I was teaching in Rif'a University. Yeah? I was talking about strategic thinking. And when we went for a holiday, a break. And then I said to them, we'll come back 2:30. Sharp, 2:30. Don't be late. So, 2:30, I locked the door. I like to do some fun. So, 2:30, Some people came and some people were late. I noticed that two of the male teachers, when they came late, I said to them, we had the same episode of fun. I could see in their eyes that they switched off. They switched off. Whatever I said after that, you can see in their eyes that they are not with us. They switched off. Does that happen in your classes? I felt that it is a mas'uliyah, it is an amana. I have to click them on again. Yeah. So I went physically. Yeah. And I put my hand on one of them. And I said, I like the point this brother said. Okay, he did not say it exactly, but I want to switch him off, on. And he switched on. And he was a normal person after that. Yes? Be careful, you can do that easily in your class. And if you don't remember that Allah is watching you, who cares? Let him switch off. That's why my final advice, and it is the first advice, remember that it is a mas'uliyah before Allah Jalla wa Ala. Do it sincerely for Allah Jalla wa Ala. Okay? طيب. I would like to add one more point. See, most students, most teachers, they find teaching as a stressful job. Yes or no?
It is a stressful.
It is.
It is. Right or not, it is.
I find it an enjoyable job. Yeah? I find it an enjoyable job. Of course, I don't teach like you, yani in classes, but I teach, give training. See, try, sisters, to make it as an enjoyable job for yourself. Don't think of it as a job. Think of it as a mission. Yeah?
Mission
will
be stressful.
Yeah,
if
to teach.
It is a mission.
Yes, to teach our students, to change them, to influence them. Yeah, this is our ummah. These are our futures. And remember that, yes, you might be to your students as a teacher is to your own children. Ask yourself, do I like to see the teachers of my children behaving like this or not? Yeah? كما تدين تدان. The way you treat others, yeah, you will be treated. You will be treated as you treated others. Okay? And part of this, sisters, don't make it a classical what? Job. Yeah? A classical one. You came, you gave the dars and you used presentation. No, make it fun. Yeah? Make it fun. Yeah. Girls, who answer this question? So, the classical way, just a simple example. Yes. Okay, yes, yes, miss. They say here, yes, miss. Yes, miss. Okay. طيب. She will answer, yeah, mashallah, good, excellent. No, make it fun. Okay. Okay, so Samira, yes, you have an answer. Okay, Alia. Yeah. Who else? And then another one. Let us say Rabia. Okay, so we have what? Now 3. Okay, stand up, please. So they stood up. Your answer. Your answer. You answer. Girls, what do you think? Which answer is the best? So now we created what? Some fun. They will learn more. Yeah? And this will remove, believe me, it will be less stressful for you. You will engage them. Yeah? Have you come across something called the pyramid of learning? Pyramid of learning?
Maslow's hierarchy.
No, not Maslow. No. No, retention of information. Okay. Retention of information. Okay, if you Google it, it says, yeah, it is a pyramid. It says from 5% to 10%, yeah,
You learn through
from 5% to 10%, what? Reading and listening is the worst, is the poorest. The retention of information is between 5% to 10%. I know there is some criticism against it. I am a strong believer of that. Maybe it is not a 5 to 10, yani plus or minus, of course. Yeah? So if you really want your children to benefit, your students to benefit, engage them. Yeah? Engage them. This leads to another question I always ask people in charge of education. Yes? Unfortunately, in Muslim countries and Arab countries, an Islamic school, I say to the top management, your aim, yeah, do you prefer quality over quantity? Always they say what? Quality. I say to them, okay, question. Yes? Normally, look, in England, they don't ask schools to finish the curriculum. They say to them, we want you to teach in, yes, this matter, this matter, this matter, this matter, a few. Yeah? Certain, not the skills, no, and topics.
Okay.
Yes? However you taught them is your choice. Yeah? It doesn't matter. Okay? In most of the Muslim countries, you have what? A book. Yes or no? You have a book. The teacher will be under the pressure to what? To complete it. And then you ask them quality or quantity, they say quality. How come? You just want to teach, to finish it. And then you say, oh, the issue is I will be held accountable, and the wazara, the ministry will come and they will say, you didn't do this, you did do this, they failed this. This is what has happened. That's why I said, it's not just teach the right thing. We are really suffering. We just want to, okay. Now let us move to the content of teaching. So this is now moving us to what? The content of teaching, of what we teach, the educational process. Okay. Now, there was a test. It was an experiment. They brought children from, students from India, students from UK. It was a project between India and, they gave them maths questions, IQ. Indians, they won like this. Okay? They changed the nature of the questions. Yes? Whereby the question is not an immediate IQ, it is a story. So and so went and he bought this, and then he faced this, and then he has to do this. And okay, so the question is, what do you think the best way to do? Yeah, Indians failed. British students won. Yes? Now this is, of course, it is a high level decision. I don't know in Pakistan what is the situation, but each school should decide what kind of children we want to produce, what kind of students we want to produce. Yeah? But I'm just drawing your attention to the importance of this. For example, Eton School in the UK and the other upper class, top class schools in the UK, they focus a lot on extracurricular activities. Math, science is not the key what? The key goal. English, yes. The main science in the UK, maths, English, science. The main topics. Maths, English, what? Science. Yeah? They focus on English, and after that, extracurricular activities. They do so many trips. Yeah? So many extra activities. Now in Denmark, Scandinavian countries, they are introducing different type of teaching where it is not necessarily for the students to sit in a classroom, but to sit in workshops. Yeah? The key thing is, what is our aim behind the educational process? Is it to produce doers? Yeah? Or is it to produce leaders? Is it to produce thinkers? What? What do we want? What kind of students we want to produce for the future? This is your decision. This is the decision. If it is related to the local authorities, it is your decision. But it is something that, unfortunately, I asked so many. I was in Hong Kong almost 3 months ago. And I visited the only Muslim school, Qasim Islamic Academy. Subhanallah, it was established by a revert, a Chinese revert, 50 plus years ago. And I sat with the management and the governors. They came. So I said to them, what is your aim in the school? They said to produce competent children who are, to excel in their topics, etc., etc. I said, good, it's up to you. They said, why did you ask this question? I said, if I were you, yes, I will say, please listen carefully. I will say, I want this school to produce the leaders of Hong Kong, within the coming 20, 30 years. This is the aim. How to make them as leaders, this is my aim. Science, maths is not the key issue. Because if I were you, I know that Hong Kong in 2047 will be what? Will be under the Chinese. It will be part of China. This is the agreement, because they were colonized by the British, and then in 1997 they had this agreement within 50 years. So I said to them, you should prepare yourself, your community, for this year, 47. Now we are in 2025. So this is within 20 years. Your students now are the future for 2047. If I was the headmaster, or if I was in charge, I will say, I will prepare those students for 2047. It's up to you. But this means that the goal, the aim, the vision is crucial for the school. It's not that, we want our children to be, mashallah, disciplined, they practice Islam, etc. You have established a school with so much effort. So difficult to run a school, financially, logistically, administration, etc. Let us have a bigger vision. Yes? And that vision, sisters, okay, I'll tell you a joke. We were in Morocco. we had a program where we take families to countries. So we normally go to Turkey. So this time we said we'll go to Morocco. We took 450 people. Normally we take between 800 and 1,000. We stay in a hotel for 4 days, a tarbiyah program for everyone. Yeah. We went to the hotel and they put water bottles in the rooms in the first day. The second day, they did not put water bottles. So I went to them, I said, to the management, I said, why put water bottles? They said, this is not our policy. This is not our policy. I said, Ya Habib, it doesn't need a policy to put water bottles. They said, well, this is the management decision. What? This is the management decision. Any organization that all members feel that there is a dichotomy between the management and themselves, sorry to say that, I don't know, I'm not criticizing anyone, is not a good management system. We should all work as a team. Yes? The management should empower every single teacher. The management, Walt Disney, you know Walt Disney? Yeah? They make it mandatory upon any senior management to clean for 1 day, I think every year. Yes? Why?
So that they know how much effort is required.
Because they understand their feelings, they understand their problems, they understand what is going on, and they will empower also so the employees this should be an aim for any organization. The employees should not be just employees or teachers, they should be what? Partners. And that needs empowerment. Okay? I've been speaking a lot, sorry.